Alrighty. Howdy, howdy, boys and girls. Welcome to our, I don't know what we'll call it. Midday grind. How about that? So I figure, I'm going to be playing Car Mechanic today and grinding out some levels. And I figured I'd bring some folks along for the ride and let you guys watch it. Who knows? Maybe you guys will enjoy it. And I thought, I'd visit my old stomping grounds and come over to YouTube for a little bit. Since most everybody's not coming over to Twitch, I figured I would at least do a little bit over here. So anyways, we're going to do a little bit of live stream today over on the YouTube. And so I guess I can turn off the tip jar here so we don't need it. Anyways, welcome everybody. So I'm doing Car Mechanic Simulator. I've been grinding at it, and yeah, I'm up to level 19, trying to get up to level 30 so I can get a paint booth, a paint sprayer. I'll give you guys a quick overview of where I'm at with everything so I can bring you up to speed for those who haven't been watching this over on Twitch. I've got this beater here that I bought at a junkyard, and I've been working on it a little bit. I've got it up to $24,000 in value. I think I paid $18 for it when I bought it out of the junkyard. Might have got it a little cheaper than that. I don't remember. If we go to the parking garage, I've got two more cars up in the parking garage that are sitting up here. This one I just recently acquired as a, I think I got this one out of a junkyard for like $12,000. I mean, it was dirt cheap. And this guy I got out of the junkyard, and I've just about completely redone it. If you look, everything on it is bright green, except for the body. There's still some body work to do, but I can't really do it until I get it to to level 30. I can't do any paint or anything. And this one I paid $13,000 for, and the value on it is right around 30 right now without a paint job. So get a paint job on it and we'll be rocking away with it. So your Twitch lags too much. Do you ever try to like scale it down at all? Adam Volstead, welcome to the stream. Baldy53, welcome to the stream. Blitzritz, hello. Country Boy 6, welcome to the stream. Phantom Badger, welcome. Frank, good afternoon. I'm going to say evening. Matthew Jones, hello. RCUK, T-Dog 2000, welcome to the stream. British Brett, welcome. Zach Bretter, welcome to the stream. I don't know, I'm gonna send a letter to Twitch today and try to renegotiate the exclusivity clause out of my contract, because I don't think it's not going to work for me if people continue to have problems over there. If people can't connect and they're having lag issues and they're having problems watching the stream, which some people can, some people can't. And admittedly, I have some issues with my laptop trying to connect over there and watch the stream. Sometimes it'll connect up and it'll start streaming, and then it'll just stop for no apparent reason. And so I don't know what causes it. And so I'm going to try to renegotiate that and get it out of there. And we'll go from there. How did you acquire so much money? Doing jobs and going to the junkyard, which is what we're going to start off with today, is a trip to the junkyard. And a little comparison. Actually, we're going to go do a barn first, and then we'll go do a junkyard, and I'll show you how to make money in the game. and what to avoid in the game. Because everybody's all about the barn finds right now. They're all barn finds. Barn finds are awesome. Look, there's a car right here in the barn. How much do they want for this car in the barn? $17,000. Let's buy it. Whatever. And then we got this car here. How much do we want for it? $30,000. It ain't got a door on the other side. It's probably missing a fender or two. And they want 30 grand for it. It's missing the trunk. It's missing the door. All the parts on it are probably crap. The engine's not in that good of a shape. And they want $31,000 for it. Just take note of that, right? $31,000. So that means you're going to have to go through and do a lot of work on it to restore it up and sell it. Yeah, $31,000. And then, of course, you've got all these junk boxes with parts in them that you can buy up. And I'm going to clear all of these out. And I'm going to get all the junk out of here. Because you can find all this stuff in here that you can buy. And we're going to buy it. And then I'm going to take you to the junkyard and show you the difference in the two. Because the junkyard is where it's at. I'm not even impressed with the barn finds. The barn finds... they don't really do it for me. They're more expensive than they're worth. Engine head, that's good. 2 engine heads and a crankshaft. Alright, that's it. We're gonna leave here. And when I get ready to leave, you guys will notice that I get charged for all the points now, or all the parts. A lot of people in their early videos that were doing this weren't getting charged for parts, and they weren't getting charged for the cars that they took out of here. But you actually get charged for the parts. Now notice, the price I pay, look how big my scroll bar is, right? And how many parts I have. Not that many. Remember this, big scroll bar here, not a whole lot of parts, and I'm paying $2,442 for it. So I'm going to buy all those parts, and we'll go back to the garage. So if you buy those parts, take them back to your garage and sell them, you get a little bit more money for them. You can get, I don't know, sometimes about 4 times, 5 times as much money as you paid for them if you go to a barn and find them. So I come over here and I've got all these parts that I picked up, and I'm going to repair them up to their prime condition, and then we'll turn around and sell them. So I paid a couple of grand for those parts. If you look, I've got $317,000 right now. I paid a couple of grand for them. So if we say $2,500, right? Because I paid what, 24 something? $2,500 is what I paid. So we'll add that to our total up here. So in order for us to break even, I've got to sell those parts, and I've got to make up to $39,600, right? If I had $2,500 to what I have, that would get me up to $29,500. So when I sell these parts, I have to hit 29,000 or 19,000. Excuse me, 19,600 in order to break even, right? So we'll go through here, and I'm just going to sell all these, and we'll look at how much money I get. 32 for that. The money's going to be in stuff like engine heads. $375 for that one. There was another one here for $600. There's an intake manifold for $275. Anyway, so I can sell all these parts off, and I'll break even. I'll make money, actually, off of these parts. So you're wondering how you get money in the game. This is how you do it. You go to these barn finds or these junkyards and you find parts. Now, if you want to keep that alternator, you can put it in your warehouse and store it. I've got a couple of them already stored up. So I'm just going to sell these off, because I'm doing this to prove a point. And also show you how to make money, because you asked about it. All right. So I bought all those parts. I paid $2,200 or $2,400 for it or whatever. And I made about a little over, what, $1,400 profit on that. That's all right. What up, Rebel Racer? So that wasn't too bad. All right, so trip to the bar. Oh, come on, game, don't freeze. Little stutter effect there in the video. That was my stream. That wasn't the game that did that framiness. It's gonna be stupid today for me. At level 13, you get access to the junkyard, and it is a gold mine. You should come here often. Every time you come here, you get a new opportunity to strike gold. All of these piles can be searched for parts. Now, in the other place, I took everything. I'm going to be selective here. And I'm just going to go through here and pick and choose the things that I want. The things I'm looking for are high value things like engines, heads. Now, if I see an item that's green or yellow, I may take it. We'll take that fender. But we're gonna search through these junkyards. Gonna take that, gonna take that. That's a, if we can repair that up, that's about a $1,200 item. All right. Here's another little junky Pinto looking car. But look at what the cost on this. $1,200 for that. That's a little high for a junk Pinto, in my honest opinion, but let's go through here now and start looking. Carburetor, take that, take that. Any of the parts that have a red color to them are performance parts. They're worth a little bit more money. Transfer case, we take that. Any kind of drivetrain stuff is good money. Engine head, that's good money. The trick to doing this though is make sure you get your repair points up. So that you can repair all this stuff. You get a higher value for it when you can repair it. Take that piece of glass. Take that wheel hub. Engine head. That's good money. And we'll go back through here, see if there's anything on this one. Rims are good. You can usually repair them up, get pretty good money for them. This pile of trash right here, this pile of junk here, anytime it shows up for you, it's glitched, it won't work, so I just avoid it all the time. Turbocharger. Alright, so those... A pair of racing slicks? Nice. Alright, so I'm just going to go through here, work my way through the junkyard, and pick a few parts here. That's a good piece of glass there. And like I said, every time you come in the junkyard, the selection you get is going to be different. There's a starter. Oh, Yahtzee! 2 engine blocks. Payday! Y'all are gonna laugh at how much money this cost. You are gonna laugh at how much this does. Yeah, I'm doing a stream. Let's see. Wish the sound effects weren't so loud in here when you're in the junkyard and the barn finds. The volume's way too loud on them. Another engine head, I want that. Any engine heads and engines or blocks, I'm gonna grab. The fuel rail wasn't a bad idea either. Upholstery that's yellow or green, great money as well. Jordan, I'm doing alright, buddy. Kirk Baker, welcome to the stream. No Joe, 19 Joe, or 1099 Jones. What's up, buddy? Grab that. Ah, another engine block. Nice. Love me some engine blocks. They ain't nothing but money. The game is $19.99. Alright, picking through the junkyard. Picking through the junkyard. Another engine head. Nice. That racing slick's not any good. Oh, nice piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing there. Red car. Another engine block. Engine head. Another carburetor. Performance carb. Alright, so let's move around to the next junk pile, which we'll go over here and look. Another head, another piece of glass. Go through this box. Another engine head. Alright, let's go back here and search this area. Oh, good seat. Gearbox. Another fuel rail. Take the supercharger. Though I don't, these superchargers haven't been giving me that much money. Say I forgot a block at them. I'll go back and look for it. I mean, I'm not looking for every piece. I don't go through here like a hawk and try to find every single piece. But, you know, I try to keep my eyes open for... I usually go through here pretty quick. I'm kind of being a little slow and a little picky at what I'm grabbing right now. And that pile usually locks up. So was it in this box or the big pile that I missed it? Oh, there it is. The i6. Ooh, that straight 6 box. Pretty decent amount of money too. If you repair it. If it repairs up. Good eye there, Adam. Good eye. Hit that bumper. Alright, so another slick. Intake manifolds aren't really worth a whole lot of money. Alright. BMW's got some parts in it this time. Not every time will they have parts in them. So here's another little junker car for sale. $13,000 for that one. I wish there was one just like what we had in the barn so I could show you the difference in the price on them. And what you're going to get out of here is going to be half the price, if not a third of the price, or, you know, a quarter of the price. And, I mean, in essence, you're gonna do a full restore on them for the most part, so that you get the restoration bonus, so you get the bonus money on them. I don't understand why you don't just buy the junk cars, because the barn ones don't really seem to work, unless maybe you get lucky at the auction house. That's the one thing I haven't done yet, is the auction house. We might try to do that today if I have access to it. There's a head for that i6 block. I'm pulling a ton of parts out of here, aren't I? I know what you're thinking. Well, this isn't going to be a very good comparison on that barn find, because he's going to spend more money in here than he did in that barn. Because I am pulling a lot of parts. I've already searched those from the back side. This one I don't think I have. Get out of there. Not ready to leave yet. Oh, another i6 block. I just built an i6 out. It was quite a fun little build. See, that's nice. That's nice. Mustang Gamer, how's it going, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Is this game worth buying? Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. It's like 19 bucks on Steam. There's a discount right now. If you've ever bought it before, you get a discount as well. And this game is fantastic. It is grindy. If you don't like to grind, then you're going to be unhappy with some of it. But it's just fun. I mean, some of it gets repetitive. That's why you have to do things like this to take your mind off of the repetitive stuff. You know, buy yourself a junker and strip the junker down and fix it. That's the same block. Alright, I think I'm about done here. Not too many good cars in this group. Oh, transfer case. Thermostat for an i5 or i6. Yeah, there weren't too many good cars in this one. Usually there's a better selection of cars when you come through here. I think I've already searched all of these. Because you can do them from both sides. But I'll go ahead and grab the crankshafts, exhaust manifolds. I must not have done these because there's a head in there that I wouldn't have skipped. There's a head in there I wouldn't have skipped. Headlight. I might have to pay a little more attention here to what I'm doing. Alright, now I think I got it. Alright. So we paid $2,200 for a little bit of parts over at the barn find when we went through the barn, right? Then we got a modest selection of parts, and we made about $1,000 or about $1,600. Anybody want to take a stab on how much we're going to pay for all the parts that we've collected now out of here? Adam cheated. Yeah, we paid $2,500. We paid $2,500, but we made about $1,600 in profit. Adam says we're gonna pay about $8K for the parts we pulled out of here. Phantom Badger 8632. It's almost like Price is Right. If you get it right, you get to keep all the parts. 10K from DJ Juicebox. 5K from Mustang Gamer. So far, all of y'all are wrong. 7K, 12K, 80K. Tanya's just playing. How much you want to bet we're paying less than what we paid coming out of the barn? Let's leave. Total value, $1,748. And look at all them parts that I got. Right? I got more parts than I got out of the barn. And I'm paying less money. So, now I'll buy all those. We're going to go back and repair and watch how much more money I'm going to make than we did in the barn find. The barn find, after we broke even, we made about $1,600. I'm probably going to clear about 20,000 off of that junkyard run if everything goes good. All right, so we'll start repairing everything up to get it maxed out to 100%, because we'll get the best value out of them if we repair them all the way up. There was a big money maker right there. Anything it repairs all the way up is going to be cha-ching. Ah, that's a big one. All right, boys and girls, so let's look at what we got. I'm going to sort this by the condition that they're in. The text isn't there, but I know that that's what does that. So, of all the parts that we picked, all this stuff is just junk. And we'll get somewhat of a value for it, right? All this stuff down here, we repair it up. All these engine blocks and everything else like that. So we made $2,500, or we spent, on our last deal that we did, we made $1,600 out of everything, and we paid $2,500 basically for all the parts that we got out of that place. We paid $1,700 for all of these parts. All right, so we're sitting at 319,000 right now. So let's say we spent $2,000. Let's, round up to the closest number. So we'll say that we got to clear 21,000 now, right? Mustang, say you get 20K to 25K. Probably so. You're probably pretty close. Because if we just start off, that head right there is $475. That head's 500. And that head right there is 1,050, or that engine block was 1,050. We've broken even already. All the rest of this is profit. Everything else in my inventory is now profit. I can either sell it or put it into my warehouse for use at a later date. That gearbox, three and a quarter. That engine, 925. That engine right there, 710. The block for it is, or the head for it's 350. That carburetor is 187. So yeah, I mean the money's just gonna come rolling in now. So we just start at the top, and I'm just gonna delete or sell all of this, and just watch the cash roll in. Because even these like superchargers, they're a couple of $100 even though they're broken. That slick was $400. That slick's $543. And then all these parts, they're still money makers. That piece of glass is $60. Back door panel, 138. Those aren't as big of a ticket items as the engine blocks and the heads are. The engine blocks and the heads are where the money's at. Wow, we didn't do 20 grand this time. We didn't do as good as I normally do. We're only going to clear about 10,000 in profit, 12,000 in profit. Still, that's pretty good money. So now I'm back up to 332,000. Before we started selling that, we were at 319. So pretty good run. So yeah, for those who are wondering how you make money in this game, go to the junkyard. Get your repair points up so that you can repair things, and go to the junkyard. Then you got money to buy cars and fix them up, sell them. And then of course you can do jobs and stuff. So, all right, let's do some jobs. $62 people watching. Why do I go over to Twitch again? Somebody remind me. Oh, nice little car. Alright, what's wrong with it? We did have one little glitch last night too, where suddenly I got a car for free. A customer brought a car in to get worked on. I took it for a test drive and I brought it back to the garage and it was mine all of a sudden. It was a weird glitch. Can't start the car, so that's an issue right off the bat. Replace the filters. Ain't nothing. Tapping sound in the engine bay, loud exhaust, gear shifts rough. That's going to be transmission stuff here. These three, that's easy. That's 5 parts and that's fixed. The tapping sound in the engine bay, that's an interesting one. Could be an engine issue, could be a fan. The not starting part, chances are is either a dead battery or something to do with the fuel system. So let's move it over to the lift, because we're gonna have to be able to get under it and look. And we'll start with the preliminary look around. Oh well, the fuel filter right there. That's gonna be the reason it doesn't start. Buy a fuel filter, slap a fuel filter in there, and it'll be good to go. My preliminary examination of the vehicle in question has shown me that the fuel filter is kaput, and a $27 part will fix that problem right up off the bat. And that should get rid of the won't start. Nope, didn't get rid of the won't start. Check the battery. Yeah, the battery's at 25%. That's an issue. And I don't have a battery charger yet, so I can't do anything with it. All right, new battery in there gets rid of the can't start thing. Good. Place all filters. Tapping sound in the engine bay. All right, let's run some tests here. Compression test. See if the engine's good. Probably is. Oh yeah, everything's fine with the engine. Let's see what the code scanner comes back with. All the ignition coils are good. Everything's fine there. Like I said, it's gonna be something silly out here either. Oh, well, I see it right there. Idle roller bearing is bad. So let's take the tensioner off. Pull off the serpentine belt. Oh yeah, I gotta get both of these. There it is. Alright, so pull the serpentine belt. Grab this roller. See, not every noise inside the vehicle is or out in there is an engine related thing. I've found that out through many builds in this game. Idle roller. That's going to be idle roller B, right? There we go. All right, so let's put her back together. Serpentine belt's in good shape. Do the belt tensioner. All right, so that problem is taken care of. Now we're just down to the tapping noise is done. Still got to replace the filters. And we got loud exhaust, and we got to replace the transmission. All right. So let me see what size air filter it is. It's the square one. Get underneath it. We'll do our transmission tear down. And we'll also figure out which pieces of the exhaust system we got to replace. Looks like just the back two pieces. Yeah. So we got to get that exhaust pipe. We need an exhaust pipe. That's three pieces. Rear muffler for a V8. And looks like the middle muffler. So those three pieces have got to be replaced. And then let's look at the transmission's in bad shape. Or as they call it in this game, the gearbox. God, I hate the drive shaft. It's such a pain to get the drive shaft out because the camera. Let's see if I can spin around somehow and get to it. There we go. Yeah, the drive shaft is the worst piece in the car to have to take out. All right. Start her out. Gearbox out. So far, we got to get rid of the gearbox, throw out bearing, pressure plate's got to go. Need a new clutch and a flywheel. All right, let's go over here and see if anything can be repaired. Apparently, the transmission can't be repaired. What is that? That's a gearbox for a V8. You know what I have over here? I'm pretty sure I have a gearbox for a V8 in storage. Pretty sure I've got one. Gearbox V8. All right, so I need exhaust pipe. The dupe thing is again back in the game. It just put a patch out. If you take something out of your warehouse, it duplicates it in your inventory, which is kind of crazy. All right, so go to your garage and come back, and it will get rid of the dupes. What's up? I am Vic the Gamer. Oh, I didn't look at the parts I need again. Let's see. Exhaust pipe, rear muffler V8, and the middle muffler we need. I always have to verify the names on them so I get them right. Alright, so we'll go into exhaust. I need the pipe, middle muffler, rear exhaust V8, rear muffler V8. And the middle muffler, middle muffler, there it is. Oh, silly me. Silly moose, you still got other pieces to buy. Mini-Me, what's up? Moose has a new favorite game. I was all about 15. I played 15 for so much it's not even funny. I just didn't ever stream it or anything because, well, when I played it, I wasn't streaming at the time and was just doing the recording videos. And some of the builds were so long, I just didn't feel like it was something to do. I didn't think it was something to do in the in live streams. So, or in recorded videos, so I just didn't do them. Alright, so we'll put all this back in. What'd you miss? Not much. Just building this car and getting lost in the tires here. Now I gotta jump to the back of it so I can put this stupid drive shaft in. Which I hate the way they modeled the drive shaft in the game. This I can't stand. No drive shaft in the world mounts up this way. No drive shaft in the world bolts on to the drive axle that way. And it doesn't go into a transmission this way. You have a collar that slides over the spine or the spline on the transmission, and then back here you have an area where your universal goes in, and your universal is clamped into it. Doesn't mount up that way. I hated the way they did that in 15, and they ain't got no better in 18. But I understand why they did it. I don't guess they can do universal joints in this game. It would be, you know, it'd be cool though if you could, if you're doing rear end work, you should be able to take your drive shaft off and just hang it instead of having to take it out all the way. All right, it should be done. That should got everything. Well, I still got to do the filters. Replace the filters, loud exhaust. Yep, so let's drain the oil. I do like this feature. The fact that the oil sump goes right over here and drains the oil out. The days of the $100 fine for, you know, spilling oil all over the ground are over. That is kind of nice. Though I guess if you're nostalgic for the old day where you pushed it up underneath here and got it in the wrong spot, you know, you may feel differently. Let's see, what oil filter is in this? It's the yellow one. It's the yellow fella. Alright, I need a yellow fella and a square air filter. And then we'll be done. Do you like the parts list? No, I don't. It's clunky and too many steps to use. It's a great idea. I do agree that it's a nice idea, but it's there's too many clicks to get one part into the list. And what they should have done instead of using it the way it is, you should have been able to go into inventory. Up here there should have been a button that you clicked and you got like a pencil or some, you know what I'm saying, a plus sign, something, and then you could have gone through and clicked on each item that you want to do for a shopping list. Because when I tear a car down, I tear the car down, I tear all the parts out of it that are bad, then I come over to the bench, I repair everything that I can repair, then I go through my inventory and I look and see what I need to go purchase out of the store. That's where I ought to need to be able to make a shopping list from, is from my inventory, not from click on it up here while it's hanging out of my while it's on the car. So I don't really like that part of it. Again, a good idea, poorly implemented. All right, so that's done. Let's go over here, drop the car down. So, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this game, and we'll be playing it all week in streams, and we'll be playing it for a long time this time. But I have to be honest about where there are faults in the game, you know. But I think they did an awesome job. They've definitely brought it a lot further from where it was in 15. Added a few more pieces of realism to it. The graphics are just amazing. It's so much more, what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say realistic, but it's much more the view wise is much better. It looks more realistic in that sense of it, and there's a bit more immersion into it with the things like the spring puller and the engine lift, but they just failed so poorly on the engine lift. And the fact that they don't have the names right too, like the engine crane here. That's not a crane, that's an engine support or an engine stand. Yeah. And some of the verbiage in it is confusing to people. To add an engine into the stand, you click on this button here, which says add engine into crate. So if you're going to crate something, that means I'm going to take an engine and I'm going to put it into a crate, not onto the stand. And then over here, it's take off engine from crate. So it's confused people because they think they're taking it out of a crate here, and they can't get an engine to go onto the stand, and they wonder why. That part of it is just the verbiage on that needs to be fixed. And then the whole, it's still not right. The engine stand sucks, no engines work. Actually, they do. The V8 works. I did a V8. The trick is you got to put it on the engine crate, and then you got to go to the parking garage and come back. And when you do that, when you come back, it'll be mounted right. It's silly, but the parking garage I have found is your best friend for all faults. Like the newest fault is if you use the engine hoist here, or engine crane, however you want to call it. If you use the engine hoist to put an engine into a car, when you put it in the car, the menu for the engine hoist won't go away. So again, run to the blue door, go to the parking garage, and come back, and that menu will be gone. When a fault happens, go to the parking garage, smoke a cigarette, and come back. Oh, let's take another car. Let's avoid anything with body work on it. I don't like doing body work until I get a paint shop. Tempest Magnum. Replace the minimum parts condition of 46. Boy, we could do some damage with it. Take the order. Can't start. Something else. I don't really read most of these engines, or most of these work orders I don't read. But anyways, Zachary AG, what's up? Quentin, what's going on, buddy? I should really be working on the truck, but I need to find a new motor for it. Uh-oh. That's not good. Let's see. Mustang Gamer, Joshua. Oh my God, it's a Roadrunner. Yeah, it's... Can't start, poor brake performance. All right. Not to mention it looks like Dookie. All right, what could be causing it not to start? That distributor looks really bad. I mean, just at first glance, the distributor looks like junk. And would be my first bet for what ails it. So, let's go with electrical meter here and see what electrical problems we have. I'm betting it's the distributor. Alternator's okay, battery's okay, ignition coil B is good, the starter is good, but this distributor looks like crap. Let's see, take off spring clip B. Take that clip off, take off the cap. Let's see what the button's at. Button's at 56. And the distributor's 47. All right, next culprit, fuel pump. Ah, there it is. It's the fuel pump. Just the fuel pump. To the back we go, and out the fuel pump comes. Yeah, the fuel pump was kaput. I thought it was the distributor. The distributor was coated with so much dookie, it looked really bad. So I got faked out on that one though. Now, what's wrong with this picture? Right? Anybody realize what is wrong with the fact that what I'm doing right now? Which is another thing I wish they would fix in this game. Come on. Follow me back to the fuel. Come on. Alright, fine. Force me to put this thing up on a car lift. No. There's something more painfully obvious than the fact that I pulled all of the wires off at one time. It would have to do with this fuel tank and this fuel pump. This era car would not have an in-tank fuel pump. The fuel pump would be on the front of the motor. Or this generation of car, whatever you want to call it. This model. Anything made before the 80s had an engine-mounted fuel pump on it. So this thing should have a fuel pump right on the front of it. I'm just saying. I've restored so many classic cars in my life. I just know that. They need to learn their cars. Well, I mean, they're making a game that they don't... Complete detail is not their overall objective. Let's be honest with it. But it would be nice if they give it a little bit more. You know? It would be nice if they tried a little harder with some of that stuff. I'd like to see them put more... They got such a good base game. And they had a very good base game in 15. I'd like to see them improve on it. Like to see them take it to the next level. I want to run this through diagnostics. So I'm not taking every tire off to find what brake parts need to be replaced. Yes, I want to proceed with pack test. You had this car with a 6-pack on it, it would scream. Nice. Nice. I had an El Camino with an 8-pack on it. It would drink gas. And if you didn't have a ton of weight in the back of it, the rear end would never connect. Well, I said most cars before the 80s. In the 80s, they started putting electrical fuel pumps in, or inline fuel pumps. They didn't really start putting fuel pumps into the gas tanks until the 90s, to be honest with you. So, yeah, but gas was only 30 cents a gallon. True that. True that. Yeah, I remember when you could go to the gas station and get $2 worth of gas, and that'd last you for a week. Jeff, oops, my game is unplayable at the Mo. It just burns my up even on low settings. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what kind of computer you have or any of that stuff. I know some people with pretty good computers were complaining that it wasn't running good on theirs. I'm on ultra settings, and it runs just fine for me. I don't have any real issues with it. As you can see, it looks fine on my computer, so I sympathize with you. I've got games that run like total crud as well, so. Alright, so that needs replaced. That caliper's bad. That caliper is bad. And this is probably drums back here. We probably have some pieces to replace on those. Let's go into the work status. See if we shook all the pieces out. Brake drum, brake caliper, brake caliber. So I bet one of these is brake pads, and I'm betting on the brake drum back here. We got to replace the cylinder on it as well. But we know right off the bat, oh, this is one of those great rims where the lug holes didn't quite line up. That little stuff is funny. All right, so we're still missing a couple of pieces, so let's make sure we look and make sure that we check out what it could possibly be. So it says that brake pad is fine. Oh, I think we found an issue. Nope, just yellow. Can't believe that passes. That is nasty as that is. This drum is definitely in bad shape. Those shoes are bad. That wheel cylinder is bad. That drum's fine. That brake shoe's bad. I think that should give us all our parts. Yep, pretty much it. Let's go over here and see what we can repair. Let's see if we can fix these brake shoes up, because we got mad skills. Drum. Did we repair anything that go round? It felt like we didn't really do a whole lot. Both calipers repaired. One cylinder repaired, one didn't. Both drums are good now. We need some brake shoes. All right, so we need 2 drums, 2 shoes, and 1 cylinder. So I need 1 of those, 2 of them, and we are good. Put it back on. Hey, at least the bolt holes are going to line up this time. Oh, let's see. What else? Put that on there. Oops. That wasn't what I meant to do. I really should replace those brake pads. I need to start doing all that stuff. I need to start giving the customer better service. I need to be looking at their car and going, you know, dude, if you're gonna have me do a brake job, I'm gonna put the pads on. I'm gonna turn your rotors as well. Because you're too stupid for me to do it. To ask for it. You're too cheap. But I don't want you to die on the road. Well, do I spend $1,700 on a new motor from work, or do I go to the junkyard and spend $500 on a motor? Well, how much motor do you have from the previous motor? Would be my question, Adam. I mean, the previous motor that you tore apart. Is there anything salvageable out of it? Are the heads any good, or I don't know. Is this a working motor that you're getting from a junkyard, or is it a pull apart place where you're pulling a motor out and you got no idea what it is? Right, I understand your block is cracked, but I mean, so, you know, do you just need a new block? Heads are cracked too? Ah. So you're thinking about either buying a crate motor or going to a junkyard to like a U-pull place? Just depends. I mean, it depends on how talkative the guy at the U-pull-it place is. If he gives you an idea why the car, if it was a wreck, you know, that came in and you can pull it out of there, then I'd go to the junkyard. You know. Anyone have an issue with the car not starting? Told the whole engine apart. Changed most things and still stuck without it starting. Usually the non-starting thing is going to be to deal with spark. It's going to either be battery, something in the spark plugs or the ignition coil, or you got a bad no fuel coming to it. So check your fuel rail, check your fuel pump, and that's normally going to get it for you. And we're locked up. Nice. Go to the menu. Listen to the rock music for a second. By the way, avoid this button with all. Avoid it. If you accidentally click that button, your profile's gone. Okay, in their infinite wisdom, there is no new game. Are you sure you want to start a new game? Because if you do, the 20 hours you've already spent in it are going to be erased. There's no prompt like that. If you hit new game, it starts a new game. You better mean it. Hey, we're at level 20. Yay, that means there's new points we can spend. Let's see, we got Eagle Eye, 100% faster part examination. Nimble hands, faster screwing and unscrewing. And 25% speed movement. So I think I'll take points in speed here. Level 20. 10 more levels to go. Who's next on our work order? Let's take suspension. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to take. That's got body work on it. Let's take suspension, brakes, and exhaust for 500, Alex. Let's see. Suspension, clunks and rattles. The brake system needs a fixing. And boy, she makes a lot of noise. Boy, she barks. Test track we go. I gotta say, I like the test. I mean, this test track is all right. I like the old test track that they had in 15 because it was industrial and it felt more like what, as a mechanic, it would feel more like a place where you would take something and shake it out. It felt like something you would do to shake it out in real life, you know. Most mechanics don't have access to a track facility to test a car out. Most of them, they'll do their work and they're going to drive it through a neighborhood around there and make sure everything, through the neighborhood where their shop's at. They're not going to be taking it to a track and shaking it out there. Then again, most of them aren't going to take somebody's car out and run it like that. They're going to take it to a diagnostic center they've got and do this kind of stuff. Rebel, welcome back. Yep. Yeah, the first places I usually look is the battery. Then I do an external, an internal examination. Just I look around the motor and I see if there's something that just stands out as being bad. Like on that last car that wouldn't start, I looked at it and the distributor looked really bad. So I went for the distributor and it wasn't it. So then I looked at the fuel tank and that's where it was at the fuel tank. So wow, something on that exhaust manifold looks really bad. There's going to be our issue for reason this thing is so loud. The turbocharged engine exhaust manifold is complete. There we go. Oh wow, our ABS module and our pump are bad. Ooh, we got a lot of problems on this car. Alright, so we need an exhaust manifold i4 turbo and I need a ABS module. For some reason I think I have an ABS module in here. By the way, let's put that engine head in there. Nope, no ABS module. Blitz Ritz, take it easy. $630 for that part. All right, exhaust manifold i4 turbo. I do that so many times. I forget you got to click on the engine before you can do that. Man, the people in the city destroy their cars. People in this game destroy them, I'll tell you that much. I didn't see anybody come in here with a nice car. Excuse me, sir, could you just change the oil, please? I take good care of my vehicle. Doesn't happen in this game. Everybody's car comes in here and just looks like it needs 5 gallons of navel jelly. Look at that brake. That is sexy. I didn't look at the parts list to see if we found everything. Let's look and see if we found all the faults on brakes need a fixing. Nope. We still got 2 pieces we haven't found, but they're brake parts, not suspension, so it's gonna be a pad or something like that. It's not gonna be, I don't need to look at suspension, so take the old calipers out, pads off, and those are good. Technically they're not, but for the game standard, does this thing have suspension issues? I thought there was no suspension stuff. Oh, yes there is. Take it back. We need to replace some suspension stuff. I was about to say, because I'm looking at that shock thinking, wow, that's bad. Outer tie rod is bad. Guess I should go look at this side again. That drive shaft's bad and needs to be replaced, so all this has got to come out. Oh, got a bad wheel hub. Front drive shaft's got to come out. What else? That caliper is bad. That brake pad is bad. Brake disc is bad. Oh, I didn't need that hub out. Alright, we should have found everything now for the brakes. Yep, everything has been spotted on the brakes. This exhaust piece needs to come out. That's an I4 rear muffler and an exhaust pipe. So I repaired one of my brake calipers. That's good. Alright, I need 2 brake calipers, a wheel hub bearing, three sets of pads, outer tie rod, front drive shaft. Okay, this is where I need to be able to click and add all this into a list. All right, front drive shaft. Oh, I got you. MD Vlogs, what's going on, buddy? I think it's 2 hours of gameplay, actually, Philip. As long as you have less than 2 hours of gameplay, I believe you can return it for a refund. I might not have needed that piece. Oh well. Not like I won't use it down the road somewhere. I forgot to buy my exhaust pieces. Let's see. Are there any JDM cars in this game? Hondas? Nope, not right now. Game just came out. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a, you know, like a DLC later down the road. There is a DLC right now for Dodge and Mazda. It puts the Dodge Challenger and the Dodge Charger, and then there's the a Mazda DLC that puts the Mazda RX-7 and something else Mazda into the game right now. I don't have them. Didn't go purchase that, but I will eventually get them. They're not really expensive. They're only a few bucks. But for a couple of bucks, I don't think they weren't a necessity for me to get them. Let's put it that way. Alright, got everything on that side. Jordan Parrish, you actually have the Mazda DLC, Moose. Check the oil filters because Mazda added the rotary oil filter. I don't think I have it. I didn't pay for it. Let me put it that way. Now, I did look at my DLC and it does show, like, if I look under DLC, it does show the two of them, but I don't think I've paid for them, so I shouldn't have gotten them. Exhaust pipe and rear muffler I4. I don't think I bought those. I didn't. And let me, you know, truth in everything. I didn't buy the game anyways. I mean, y'all know that I get everything from Playway for free. They like me like that. But I like their stuff. I mean, they put out some clunkers every once in a while, but for the most part, they put out some decent stuff. All right, so 15 though I paid. All the previous versions I paid for and did it. Just recently, they started giving me evaluation software. But they didn't. They told me I was just getting the standard version. That I didn't get the. That I didn't get the DLCs. Mine was supposed to be just the standard version of the game. And I haven't seen a Mazda. I will say this: I haven't seen a Mazda or a Challenger or anything in the game yet. So, but I don't know. I may have it. Like I said, I didn't activate any. Let's put it that way. Are there ever stuck bolts or really rusted parts? No. You see, I mean, there's a lot of things I would really like to see them, like, but then again, you're going to get into an RNG, and RNGs have a way of being just a pain in the butt. Like if you did a scenario where I got to go to the save menu every time. But yeah, if I go down here to DLCs, it does show the Dodge and the Mazda. I just never added them in, so I guess maybe they're in the game, but I didn't ever add them in, so maybe I guess maybe they gave me the key for silver. I thought they gave me the standard key. Hey Joseph, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. I'd like to see some more detail in the game. Like, I really wish they had have made this interactive. I really wish you had spun your wheel up, and then the screen would have showed you where to balance the wheel. You know, they could have the wheel here and an image over here and an image over here with a set of weights as to how much to put in, how much lead, and then you could have, you know, rotated the wheel up until it turned green and on this side, and it told you where to put the weight, you know. That would have been cool. And we were talking about last night, it would have been cool if they had some sort of torque specifications in the game, and you had to have a torque wrench, and you had to go through and actually torque the bolt heads. So you'd actually go through and you know, have to look up the torque specifications for a bolt, and then you'd have to dial your torque wrench in, you know, to set it for its break point. That would have been cool to see, especially when you're building the engine, you're putting your crankshaft in and put your main bolts, your main bearings in. That would have been cool. You know, I mean, it skips a lot of stuff. Like when you're putting your clutch assembly in with your pressure plate and everything, you don't have to mess with a lining spline to get your alignment of your clutch plate right. You know, you should have that little tool that you stick in there and align the clutch plate to the flywheel so that the transmission will actually bolt through and get in there. So none of that stuff is included into the game. I was starting to get into the point where it's going to start trying to give me body work. I don't understand that. They need the ability to select and sell all. That wouldn't be a bad idea either. Wouldn't be a bad thing. Oil, lube, and filter on line 1. Loud when accelerating, grinding gears keep slipping. So looks like we got an oil change, and we've got exhaust and transmission work. So you need to test drive. But for some reason I sent it into the test bay. Boy, I'm a moron. Boy, what are you doing in here? I meant for you to go out and get on the engine lift or the car lift. Not come in here for diagnostics. Boy, when I tell you to do something, you do what I mean to tell you to do, not what I tell you to do. Alright, so we already know we're doing some transmission work here. Well, let's make sure we verify that our starter can be lifted from underneath the car. We're gonna be draining the oil eventually. Doing oil, lube, and filter on one, sir. Yeah, you know, get your firing order right would be awesome. Gap the plugs, you know. I know that's asking for detail, but this game makes it look really, really easy to build a motor. Way too easy. All right. I want to take out the drive shaft. Why can't I take out the drive shaft? Okay. Take out the drive shaft. Hello? Let's go smoke a cigarette real quick. Talked about last night, Rebel, was get your timing right. When you put your camshaft in your, when you put your crankshaft and your camshaft in, you should have to align the two of them. They don't magically align themselves in real life. So put your camshaft in, rotate your crankshaft to where it's, where the book tells you to put it, and align the two dots together. All right, can we get this time? Oh, there we go, finally. Okay, when in doubt, go smoke a cigarette and come back. Thank God there isn't rewiring. It'd take me a month to redo a car if we had to do wiring. All right. So we need a V8 gearbox because that one's trashed. Again, I don't, there's no rhyme or reason to why I can repair a V8 gearbox to get out of the junkyard, but I can't repair the one that just came out of this car. Do I have another V8 gearbox over here? V8 4x4. I guess I'm gonna have to go to the junkyard and get some more parts. I need some more gearboxes. This customer's paying for one, so I do like it when I can do it on the cheap, though. I get bigger tips when I do it cheap. We're gonna give this guy really just for giggles. We're gonna give him a really stiff pressure plate too. We're gonna give him one that when he goes to push his clutch in, he about breaks his leg because it's so stiff. Y'all ever done that? Y'all ever rebuilt an engine or rebuilt a transmission and you go to put your pressure plate in, and the guy you bought the pressure plate from, like I used to take all mine to this dude that would do resurfacing and everything for me, and he'd build your clutch and pressure plate for you. I took one in one time, and when I got it back out, oh my gosh, you had to have an elephant to step on it to dislodge the clutch or disengage the clutch. I called him up. I was like, dude, I think you gave me a racing setup because I can't hardly push this clutch in. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Let me bring you a different pressure plate. I've never gotten one that's really soft, but I have gotten one that's just, like I said, you had to stand on it to engage the clutch. It was a workout for your left leg. All right, so let's take this, move it over there, drain a little oil out of it. Oh, that had a lot of wool in it. Move that out of place. Yellow fella is what we need this time. Hey, why would this thing be loud when accelerating? Oh, because it was something to do with the gearbox. Gotcha. Gotcha. Couldn't figure that out. I kept sitting here thinking, what would be loud if the exhaust pipes all look good? All right. Plug in on one. All right, all going in. All going in on one. Oh man, Christopher, you're just in love with Airport CEO, aren't you? I told you, buddy, I've been in touch with the developers. When they go to early access, they've got me on the list. When they go to early access, they will let me know if I can get a copy of it. And until then, I ain't worried about it. Killing me over there. Killing me. Oh, man. Alright, so there's another job done. And for some reason the game didn't lock up at the end of that one. How about that? Ugh, it just seems like a never-ending grind right now. Ooh, a Typhoon with a brake job. Let's load a couple of jobs up here. Let's take that order. And let's move that one over to 2. And then we'll take another job order. A Salem with, ooh, it's a Mustang Fastback. What does the decal on the front look like? I thought it was a Mustang. Yeah, that's a Fastback. That's what that is. Or a Mach 1. One of the two. Alright, which one do we do first? Yeah, we'll do the brake job over here. How many faults do we have on the brake system? All of them? This one won't be too hard to do. I imagine the pump is kaput, but it's not. It's actually in good shape. Or it looks good. Can only be tested on a test track. That's alright. There's enough faults. I know that pretty much we're going to take all these tires off, so. Oh, yeah. Let's just do a complete brake job on this. Give this customer royal treatment. I like this little car. It's kind of cool looking. Little spider. Yeah, there we go. Should be drums in the back. Yep, I need a new drum. Pads. Well cylinder. That ain't a Cobra, man. The fastback. Alright, what we do? We got wheel drum, brake shoe. So I'm gonna need 2 drums, 1 shoe, 1 cylinder, 1 caliper, 2 pads, and 2 vented discs. All right. I'm gonna give this guy a good brake job. Whoa, treat him like I would my mom. Give you a couple of these. One of these. One of those. 2 of thems. 2 of thems. A little more than you should have gotten, but maybe I get the bonus for treating you special. For going above and beyond the Call of Duty. Get a $5 tip. Oops. Put the tire back on there. Put your wheels back on. Alright. Let's do it again. And a disc. Brake shoes. Caliper. Rambo, what's going on? I exited out too fast. Please tell me I didn't just delete that part. Oh, I got away with murder that time. So there's a glitch that if you start, screw it in your lug nut, and this is great. If you're putting the tires on and you're screwing in that last lug nut, and if you hit escape too quick to back out, the tire could completely disappear and you have to buy a new one. And that's no fun. Big Tim, what's going on? Let's see. I got a car from CMS 18 stuck between the guardrail and a light pole, and it's shaking up and down really fast. It's super funny. How did you manage to do that? How in the world did you manage that? Somebody drives worse mouse and keyboard than I do. Ah, there we go. Job is done. Job's done. All right, Beast from Arkansas. You got brake problems. You got exhaust problems. You got transmission problems. You just got problems all around. All right, well, brake problems. Let's start under the hood and see what you got here. Yeah, that's fine. Your engine's nice. Somebody has taken good care of your engine. It's lovely. But apparently you'll have something wrong with your transmission, sir. Yeah, the car doesn't turn fast enough when you are on mouse and keyboard, and you will wreck. Diagnostics. Who needs diagnostics? We're just going to jump right in and take your car apart, and we'll figure it out on the way. Got a grinding noise? We'll check it out. We'll pull your gearbox. Though a grinding noise would be the gearbox. It would not be the clutch and the throwout bearing. Because the grinding would be the gears on the inside. I mean, you might have a whopping noise, like a clunking noise, if you lost a spring on a clutch. But, you know, I have had that happen before. Where you have a spring come loose and you get that clunk, 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 clunk. It's more of a... But anyways. Sound effects provided by Mr. Moose. For the premium sound effect package, send me $19.95 and I'll record it on a disc for you. Could it be that simple that that's the only fault with the exhaust system? Could it be? Could it be that's what's making the car out? It really is. It can't be this easy. Rear muffler V8 OHV. Gearbox. Give me one of these. One of those. One of that there. One of them. Oh, come on, Moose. Use your head. You also need... from the exhaust category, a muffler V8 OHV. Yosh. Let's put this back together, yosh. Come on. Put that muffler in there, OHV. And let's zoom up here to the engine. Flywheel. Clutch pad. Pressure plate. Put some screws in. And throw out bearing. I don't feel like my guy is screwing those bolts in that much faster, even though I took that extra point in there. Y'all, I think that might be it. Let's double check. Car is loud. Car is quiet now. Car doesn't grind. Now we just got to do the brakes. Brake time. Well, I already see a problem developing right here in front of our eyes. Brake drum is kaput. Brake shoes are kaput. Fuel cylinder is kaput. I bet all our faults are on primarily on this side. The caliper is kaput. The caliper is kaput, but the cylinder is a-okay. Y'all know that ain't right. Y'all know it ain't right. That ain't the way calipers work. I mean, what, the brakes get hot and the caliper warped? The cylinder should have gone bad, not the entire caliper. Yeah, just Do you understand how a caliper actually functions? Don't think you do. I don't think there's anything wrong with this one. Oh, brake shoe's bad. Or excuse me, the pad is bad. So found my Jeep was 180 out on the timing. Want to put the new engine in and I had to put 2 crank position sensors in. I've done that before. Put the distributor in backwards so you're 180 degrees out on it. Feel like a moron after you do that. Alright, so I need one of these, which apparently is in such bad condition I can't even begin to repair it. Actually, I need 2 of those. I didn't pay enough attention this time, kids. I need to sell some parts off so I know what I got going on. Alright, apparently all these parts came off. So I need 2 drums, 1 shoe, 2 cylinders, 1 caliper, 1 pad. Refresh all, then go to brakes. Alright, so one of these, one of these, one of them, 2 of these, 2 of these. Did I need a vented disc? I don't think I did. I don't think I need any disc. I just needed the parts. Pretty sure. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have press 1 or press 2 for assemble or disassemble. So do they wire it up wrong, or did they put the distributor 180 degrees out of whack? I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, I've put the distributor in 180 degrees out of whack. All it is take a bolt out, spin it around, spin the housing, and then put it right back down in place. It's a lot easier to do that than rewire it. I can't put that back on there. Not in good faith. All right, we stop. We sound good. And we don't grind. Goodbye. All right. Hello, operator. Who do we have on the line? Next caller. Yeah, I got a Burt Reynolds fetish. Can you fix my Bandit? Sure, bring it in. Oh, God, that's hideous. Oh. Car needs a bag over it. I'm stuck in the 40s. Could you work on my car for me? Sure. Bring it in the milkshake in. All right. God, that is ugly. Who would deface a car that way? Purple with a green hood. Good Lord. Those are some terrible T-tops too. Y'all notice the T-tops are made of metal? Either that or this dude went to Earl Shives and their 99 paint job didn't include masking the glass on the T-tops. That's funny. All right, which one do we do first? Burt Reynolds or American Pie? Or American Graffiti? Let's go with this one. Let's look at the list. The car is loud. That's it? That's all we got to do is figure out why the car is loud? Well, good Lord. Let's open her up and look. Exhaust manifold A. Good. Exhaust manifold B. Good. Lift it up. God, this could be a quick job. Lift it up, and while it is, let's throw some parts out of our inventory. I mean, I've been hoarding some parts here. Alright, what do we got here? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Alright, the exhaust manifolds are good. The down tubes are good. Oh, we got a winner. The old rear muffler V8 overhead valve. That's it. Goodness, this will be a quick job. We can get rid of this hideous eyesore. Goodness me. Pay me and get out so I don't throw up on your car. Oh, gosh, that was hideous. Controlling car feels loose. Suspension clunks and rattles. Yeah, it's probably all the original bearings and bushings from the 1940s and 50s, I guess. I guess it's supposed to be a 57. Any running gear problems? Holy shnikes. It's got a few. Brakes need fixing. The car's loud. The suspension's horrible. We may be here for a while, people. Hope you brought a sack lunch. Jimmy the Wrench. What's going on? I went to the wrong place. I had to go to the test track. I came up here. Let's go back downstairs. Alright, let's go to the test track. Can I do car auctions? I can. Oh, we might have to go try to sell a car in a minute. We might have to try to sell a car in a bit. You're leaving at 5 to go to Las Vegas. You know you're not supposed to tell anybody that you're going to Vegas. Oh. Made it through in record time. Oh, we nearly wrecked coming out of it. She's gonna fall apart right here. Oh, Rust Bucket actually runs pretty good. Ooh. We nearly went into the tires. Power! Ooh, she does not break. You nearly owned another car. I really would like to know what that glitch was last night. I'd like to recreate it. No, I'm just kidding. I did not like having to buy that car or sell that car or whatever it was. Alright, brake shoes. Whole bunch of problems. Stick it in here for the auto shaker. Because this is going to need a whole diagnostic suite done on it. With that list of faults that it had. Yeah, it couldn't have been because I hit anything with it, you know? Because I've hit a bunch of cars on that test track. I can't drive on that test track with a mouse and keyboard as sloppy as it is. Oh, we got a lot of bushings that got to be replaced. Bottom suspension arm, more bushings. Oh yeah, we found all our problems there, boss. Did we find everything? Sway arm, outer control arm. A lot of this is all duplicate stuff. That's good. Part not discovered. Brake system, part not discovered. Car is loud, not discovered. Car is ugly, discovered. Car is hideous, discovered. Alright, so pump looks good. I don't think there's any running gear issues, so or powertrain issues. So let's put her on the lift. Okay, I cannot figure out this lift to save my life. Why does it sometimes put the car in the air, other times set it on the ground? I guess one of these days I need to sit down and try to figure it out. Alright, what do we got here? Got a bad disc. Calipers are good, needs new pads. Knuckles good, wheel hub is good. Alright, that's good. Questionable bearing. Oh, steering knuckle is bad. Got a push in there bad. The steering arm probably is going to have to, or the steering gear is probably going to have to be replaced. All right, guys, give me a second. I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back.
That break in action is brought to you by the letter P.
There's all kinds of words that can go with it. Alright, let's use the silly clunky list. Because we know we're going to have to buy a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that I don't like having to use the list for. Did I put that steering knuckle on there? Front steering knuckle C, I did. Excellent. Alright, so we take that hubcap out. Oh, I'm also going to have to get a wheel bearing. I don't know if that's bad or not. We'll pull the steering rack off the other side. Oh, there was another couple bearings I noticed. That one's red. The rest of them are fine, but this one's bad. Alright, so not a whole lot on this side. That needs to go onto the list. As does that. Sway bar. Everything on here needs to be done. And let's pull the steering rack and see what it is. 65%. So we don't have to buy the steering rack. Team Honda, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, hot listed would be a good idea as well. I still say it ought to be in your inventory system. See, all right, I've pulled all those parts off of there, and now I can go through this list and I can see if I can repair any of it, right? So the brake pads look like they just repaired up. Most of that stuff I didn't even get a shot on. But those brake pads repaired. Or brake shoes, excuse me. Like I said, it ought to be right here on the inventory. There ought to be a little button that you press and it turns your cursor into you know, a wrench or whatever you want to do it. A pencil and whatever, you know, or a check mark, and whatever you click on adds it into the list. Alright, we'll start with brakes. Brake disc ventilated. Brake pads. Coming down, coming down, coming down. Brake drums ×2. Brake shoes ×1. And one wheel cylinder. Now we can go to suspension. Alright, front suspension knuckle C. Yeah, I might have one of those in storage. Double wishbone shock absorber ×2. Front springs ×2. Cap ×2. Rubber bushing, rubber bushing. 1, 2. Let's do like 6 of them. Just so we have them. Bottom suspension arm. Outer tie rod, inner tie rod. That's going to be ×2, right? Yep. front sway bar B. Sway bar end link B times 1. Shock absorber, spring cap, wheel hub bearing times 2. Right? Didn't I need 2 of them? Wheel hub bearing times 2. Front sway bar B we bought. Sway bar end link we got. Double wishbone shock absorber, wheel bearing. Brake drum, brake shoes, blah blah blah. Leaf spring. That's the last thing we need. There we go. Yeah, you click on the part. So if you want to add something in, click on the part, click on the list, click on the add function, and it puts it in the list. It's very clunky and doesn't feel natural at all. I don't like it. Like I said, I wish they had made it a little bit different. But you're right, it is better than writing a list out all the time. You play the game long enough, you memorize all the parts in the on it, and it becomes almost second nature, especially when you start building cars. When you start completely restoring cars and you tear them all the way down and putting them back together, you start memorizing all the parts and know exactly how many of everything you need, and once you get enough money up, it doesn't matter, you buy 1 of everything or 2 of everything. And then if you have some left over, then you can just, throw it into a storage now that you've got a storage place. Not having a warehouse in 15 was a bummer. Because you'd always end up with extra stuff you could use. Or you accidentally bought something because you misread the numbers on it. I've done that plenty of times. I'm going to finish this car up and then I've got to take a little bit of break. Got something I got to go do for fam in a minute. Just looking at the clock at what time it is. I will resume streaming later on Twitch tonight. So I'll invite you guys to come over there. I think tonight I'm going to turn the bit rate down and stream at 30 frames per second and see if that helps people out a little bit. Build up some springs. Serious Gamer, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? I thought I bought pads. I only needed one. Alright, control the loose feel is good. Fix any running faults. There is a rubber bushing on the front that needs to be put in on the far side over here. Car is loud, part not discovered. Really? I mean, it's green, but I haven't discovered it. Have to be that exhaust manifold. That's the only thing I see that's right. That header is the only thing that really looks worn. I mean, yeah, it's in green, but I still need to discover it. That's the middle muffler. I don't see how it's the middle muffler. Looks good. This menu system drives me nuts. I'm so used to the old system. And there's the old black screen again. All right, auction. I want to do one more thing before we go. I want to try the auction out. As much as I want to finish that truck up and paint it, I think I'm going to try to take it to the auction and see what happens. Car auctions. Now, I think you can sell at auction. Oh no, you can only buy at auction. Really? $7,900 for that. Gosh, let's start the auction. No, thank you. Once it passed 13,000, I'm like, nope. I bought another one for 13,000 already. Next car. I thought you could sell at the auction this time. Nah. I don't do piece of junk cars. 6,000? yawn, yawn, yawn. I'm not even gonna bid until it does that. More than I want to spend. Next. Oh, is that the end of it? Seriously? That's a piece of junk. We'll let that one run out. So that's the end of it. Yeah. That was uneventful. So it's no better than the auction was in 15. I thought you could actually take cars there and sell them. That was disappointing. Oh well. I will hang on to my pickup truck. I kind of wanted to anyways. I wanted to paint it. I wanted to get the maximum thing out of it. So. Alright guys, like I said, I got to take a couple hours to go do some things. And probably around 6ish, I'll be on Twitch. If you guys want to come join me. And we will continue on with Car Mechanic there. Probably what I'm going to do all week this week. I mean, I might switch up, do some Farm Sim at some point. But probably going to be on Car Mechanic for a bit this week. Because as you can see, the grind is real. To get to... see, I got to get to 15,000 to get the next level. Oh, but I picked up another level. That means more goodies. I got to get to level 25 so I can get to 95% repair chance. Life will be good at that point. We start repairing some cars then. What do I want to take now as a point? I probably need to start doing this inspection, the educated one. Speed doesn't really bother me. I think educated is probably what I ought to get next, so I can start building up to get to level 3 educated and 20 parts be discovered. Yeah. I mean, this is search time faster. I'm thinking that's what we'll take. That'll give us three parts, and then we'll build up. Which, I gotta be honest with you, it really doesn't matter to me. I play different than everybody else, I think. Because when I buy a car, I'm buying it to do a complete restoration on it. So I really don't care what quality the parts are, because I know I'm going to repair them, right? Or I'm either going to repair them or replace them. And so the quality of the part doesn't really matter to me. I'm either going to get a shot at it or I'm not. I look at the value of the car and think, okay, well, if I've got the value of the car is low, then that gives me more to move in. What I need to see is the average value of the car at aftermarket sale. You know, what is that car fully restored going to be worth? That's what I need to know. And you really don't have that. You just kind of have to do some and get that knowledge up as to what a new car sells for. Because I thought you were going to be able to sell them at auction. It's a little misleading. The video on it shows the guy pick up a car, fix it up, and then take it and auction it off, and he gets his price on it. And you really don't, you know. So that was the reason I was going to the auction, was to see that. If that side of it doesn't exist, then you're pretty much back to what it was in 15. You buy the car, you completely restore it, and you get your restoration bonus, and the value of the car combined together give you you know, your profit margin there. So the Bounty Hunter, or Thy Bounty Hunter, thanks for the follow over on Twitch, man. I appreciate it. So anyways, all right, so a couple hours we'll be back over on Twitch. If you haven't followed me on Twitch, make sure you do, and then that way we will get the notifications sent out as soon as we go live. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter. I do send out notifications on Twitter as well when I go live, so that's 2 ways you can get it. And Twitter is the best thing to do. Get on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. That way you get the notifications there when I go on YouTube or when I go live on Twitch. Either way. So, but we may be like I said, I was steering away from doing YouTube and Twitch at the same time, but I may. Rhino T, thanks for the follow over on Twitch. I may start doing a little bit of YouTube again, as far as live streams, because I know people are having problems getting on Twitch, and it's irritating to me. So, all right. Have a great day, everybody, and I hope to see you guys in a couple hours. And until then, stay safe. See you later. Bye-bye.